Hi everyone, here are the answers to the problems you worked on yesterday. I'm going to zoom in a little bit just so we can see. Remember to pause the video at any time, okay? So number 1 is asking you to find the volume of the cylinders. Leave your answer in terms of pi. So first thing you have to do, make sure you find the radius for each of them because it does give the diameter. Leave pi as pi, plug in your radius, plug in your height. Leave pi as pi, plug in your radius, plug in your height. All you have to do then is type it in the calculator and it will give you your answer with pi, and do not forget your labels. Every time we have volume, it's always going to be cubed. These two problems are exactly the same, just different numbers. This one is a little different because it gives you the volume and you're trying to find the radius. So if we use our formula, we're going to plug our volume in for here, our pi in, we need 3.14, and we need to plug our height in. Our height is 5. And I know it's a little hard to see, so I'll write over that for you. Then we need to balance the equation to solve for r. So we're going to multiply the numbers that we have together, leaving r by itself. When we need to get r by itself, we have to divide this to both sides, leaving us with 9 equals r squared. But we need r alone, so whenever we have an r squared or a variable squared, you have to square root it, giving us a radius of 3. We have our volume problems. Leave our volume problems for cones. I have the formulas written right here for you. They're also at the top of your page. Leave your answer in terms of pi, so we're going to leave pi. We're going to plug in our radius, plug in our height, plug it in the calculator, and solve. Same thing for this one. Plug in your radius of 3, your height of 8, plug it in your calculator to get your volume. This one is a little different because it doesn't give you the height. See how over here it gave you the height? This one is giving us the length of the side. So we have to find the height by using the Pythagorean theorem. If you remember the shortcut, square root of c squared minus a squared, which is our radius, and you will end up with a height of 3. Now we can go to our formula. 1/3. We're going to plug in 3.14 for pi. Our radius is 4. And we just found a height of 3. Plug all that in the calculator to get your volume of the cone. We have our spheres. We're going to leave it in terms of pi, so we're just bringing pi down with our answers. Remember, when you have spheres, you have to leave pi out until the very end. You can't plug it in the calculator. Volume equals 4/3 pi. Our radius is 14, as you can see right here. Just multiply these guys together. 4/3 times 14 cubed to get your number. Bring the pi as your carry along. Same thing with this guy. Our radius is 6. We're going to multiply 4/3 times 6 to the 3rd power. Just bring down our pi to get our volume of our spheres. Next problem, we have a cone and half a sphere. So you need to find the volume of half the sphere, which is right here for you. We're plugging in our radius. We're leaving it in terms of pi. Remember, your pi is your tag along. We're only going to deal with these numbers. Leave pi on the end. Because it's half a sphere, we have to divide by 2, and our pi is our tag along. There is our volume for our half a sphere. Then we need to come on over here and do our cone. Our radius is 3.5, okay, not 7, that's the diameter. That's why we put 3.5 here as well. Radius is 3.5, height is 14. To get the volume, 57.17 pi. Then we need to add these guys up to get our final volume, with pi being in the answer. Same thing for this one. We're going to find our volume for half the sphere. So you have to find the volume for the full sphere. Remember, We don't include the pi unless it's in our answer. Everything that we type in the calculator does not have the pi. Pi is our tag-along friend. We also need to find the cone, the volume of the cone. Once we have both of our volumes, we're going to add them up to get our total volume of 18.65 pi centimeters cubed. Now this one is a difficult problem. It has a cone and half a sphere. It wants the volume of the remaining part. So all this stuff right here that I colored in pink, that's what it wants you to find. Now, the cone and half a sphere are inside of a cylinder. First thing you need to do, find the volume of the cylinder. The volume of the cylinder, you're going to plug in 3.14. Our radius is 6. Our height is 23. That's our entire volume for the cylinder. Okay? Next, let's go for our sphere. Now, we have half a sphere, so we're going to use our 3.14, 6 for our radius, divide our final answer by 2 to get our volume of half the sphere. Not sure why it says cone right there. I'm just going to wipe that out. You don't need that. Now we need to find our cone. Our cone is inside here. We have 3.14 for pi, 6 for the radius. It's the same radius. Okay, that length is not changing. So our radius is 6. We have to find the height of the cone. If this is the height of the cylinder, our radius is this way and that way. Okay, so 23 minus 6 gives you a height of 17. And I think that was a really hard part of this, to find the height of the cone. So now you can find the volume of the cone. So we have 3 different volumes. We need to find what's left over. In order to do that, we need to add our sphere and our cone, or half a sphere and our cone together. We get 1092.72. That's this and this combined. In order to find the leftover pink, we have to take our cylinder volume and subtract it from our half a sphere and cone, finding the leftover volume of the pink space. For the rest of class, you are going to work on your study guide. Just like any other study guide, the left-hand side has sample problems. The right-hand side are the problems that you are solving. The study guide is due the next time that I see you, the first day we come back from break. So please make sure you are working in class to get this done. Any examples, if you get stuck, they're all in here. You have great examples that will help you get through the study guide. Get started, get working. Good luck.